It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 358.
What's happening, guys? What's going on?
Why have you got a tape measure?
Mate, I just got an email about the size of our sign that's going to be smack bang on the wall right here. And it's like anything. You get the information. You want to quickly do a quick measurement. I mean, I've got a thing. So my dad's thing is pacing out distance. It's like a classic joke. You know, we're like, oh, how big's the block of land? Oh, it's a big one. Oh, let's pace it out, and he just does 1-2 strides it out to get the measurement.
Is it two strides for a metre?
No, 1 stride for a metre.
Big stride.
A metre's small. Like this is 950. You could stride that, and so
it's a big stride though. Like it's a real presence. Him on a work site doing strides.
Just checking if you're watching. We're going to have a sign up here. Hang on.
That's quite good.
Perfect.
And what sort of height?
700, 790. This is what 3D Dill's been working on.
Oh, it's going to be great. Perfect.
That's amazing.
It'll work really well.
A big thedailytalkshow.com.
So it was my job to go to Australia Post to get the Trev camera, the 360 camera.
It is your PO box.
Yes.
And so, it's your job.
So it's not there yet.
Fuck, if we don't have it by tomorrow, we're in trouble. There's no 360. We'd have to buy one. I don't want to have to buy one.
No, if we still have Saturday as well, potentially, like I can get on Saturday.
What, they deliver on Saturdays?
PO box
Till 12.
should be open.
All right. Jeez. I mean, they say Mr. 97's an old soul, and if he knows that detail, you really are an old soul, mate. Fuck.
He does know a lot about that sort of more like
dumb stuff.
Yeah. Well, Mr. 97's helping me return. I've got some New Balance shoes that have sort of the soles are fucked on them.
Yeah, I mean, you're just a big baby that can't do his own return.
But it's the perfect thing having people like Mr. 97 because he sees
in our
me.
Lives.
Yeah, he sees me flailing.
Yeah.
And so he can't help himself but take over.
No, I appreciate it. He's very helpful. Yeah. He's very helpful. I mean, and if you're looking for somebody that's helpful, he's your man, if you know what I'm saying. I'm winking at the camera. You know.
He works for us. So. But
no. I'm talking to the ladies.
For dating sort of stuff.
Melbourne.
But when I did go into the post office, always impressed by the guy because he knows I'm PO Box 400.
How many PO boxes are there? There is hundreds on that wall.
400? More than 400?
No. I don't think that's how it
1
works.
to 10. No,
I don't think it's how it works. Maybe close to 400 boxes on there, but because they're like all really small, right?
But the thing is that the impressive bit is that I said, "Oh, can you just have a look out the back to see if it's there?" And he goes, "It's Janssen, right?"
Oh yeah.
Do you think that's quite good?
I mean, it's your job. It's like a coffee shop owner understanding the name of his customers.
Isn't it the equivalent of saying if the coffee shop owner needed to know the name of every single person in the entire suburb?
No, not at all. Not at all, because not everyone has a PO box, and so there's limited PO boxes.
So I'm a VIP in regards to postal sort of stuff.
Yeah, what I will say is it's great service. Like that familiarity is lovely. Like I walk into AEU 79.
What do you say? You say it like that every single time.
Because I fucking always forget. I never say the name in my head. It's one of those things. I literally just look at it and think, and I walk in. It's one of the best coffee shops in Melbourne, AEU 79, as I learnt the gold. Is it gold?
Yeah, it's the elemental symbol for gold.
Elemental symbol of gold.
AU.
But the dude in there knows my name now. Hey, Tommy.
Oh, that's good.
They all know my coffee order.
They don't know. They're really struggling with me.
Well, a lot of people do, but why?
No,
why
specifically
are they?
on the name. I think it's just because I don't have any regular sort of schedule. Sometimes change my order.
Have you had banter though with them? Because I have.
Well, the girl said to me today. I had to ask the guys. What did she say? I responded, but I didn't know what she said.
I don't know. Something about being cold.
I think it was like, cold, so
takeaway.
Takeaway. Yeah. And I just said, yeah, it's cold. And then everyone was smiling around me. So I have a feeling I fucked up.
As long as you get your coffee and it tasted nice.
I feel like a rapport killer is saying, sorry, what was that?
Nah, not necessarily. I mean, if you just missed it, if you're genuine, you actually missed it, then it's okay.
Yes, sir.
We all miss things in life, don't we?
I've been trying to be more on top of sort of my computer, specifically sort of efficiencies and productivity. I
will say this week has been efficient across the board for Big Media Company / The Daily Talk Show. It's been great.
Yeah.
we've really increased our productivity and workflow. It's been great, boys.
Asana is going really well, which is our project management.
Yeah, tool. I mean, it's all a bit nerdy, but when you sort of when you're establishing the systems, they're so important. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it, guys.
Well, I specifically had written down that I wanted to talk about. I'm keeping a track of how many tabs I have open. I'm trying to limit the amount of tabs.
Oh, I'm always repulsed at my wife when she brings her work computer home. No, I'm not going to cut it off. It just always repulsed by my wife. Actually, I'll shift this because there's more of a severe case that I can bring to light. Jules Lund. Oh, man. I worry because I see his computer, I see his desktop. He's got a new computer.
But why are you repulsed by it? I feel like you need to finish the repulse one.
Yeah, I'm getting there, dude.
But you've changed it to Jules.
Yeah, I changed it because Jules is actually a serial offender. Hundreds. I've got on there to like dump some footage onto his desktop or something, and I'm just like, dude,
got a lot of ideas.
I'm like, is this your fucking mind? Am I seeing a look into Jules Lund's brain? Well, is this how it's working?
I literally had written it down because it was something that I was priding myself on. However, I'm looking at my laptop right now, and in one window, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, and it doubles. So it's about 30 tabs.
You're a nerdy dude. So is Conspiracy Jimmy. And I've learnt this, and I think I also learned it from Mr. 97. Developers and stuff are used to, rather than clicking through and having it follow through on that same page, clicking through to open up a new
press command. Is it
command? Page.
Command?
But I think there's a difference between your punter and people that work in the tech space.
But tabs aren't good.
Tabs are bad. Because that's just what I mean.
Do you remember the time when there wasn't tabs?
No.
Do you remember? I remember specifically when Firefox had tabs, but Internet Explorer, all that didn't have tabs. The reason I moved to Firefox was because they had tabs. So there was a time where
no tabs.
You would literally have the one window, and that was it. No tabs.
Life was easy then, wasn't it, guys?
It was a lot simpler. But the other thing that I've been doing is sometimes when it comes to emails, you know this about me, which is I can sometimes, I don't want to take in everything that's being said in the email. I don't know if I've got the energy to deal with all the information, specifically reading it all, long emails. And so I've started a new thing where I use an app called Natural Reader.
And I'll say, don't we all know around the office?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I've actually, because I did have it on speaker for a little bit.
Yeah.
Which if you notice, I've moved it to, I was playing.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I appreciate that. So I just thought a lot of the things you do, you just stopped doing.
No.
You're still doing it?
Yes.
So you're just doing it in
my headphones.
Yeah, okay. That makes
and so
sense.
the idea is I can select any piece of writing on my Mac and it will read it back to me.
I mean, by the time we do have a seriously big media company, we could just have someone doing that for you, because it is the creative director who just wants to sit on the chair and close his eyes, go, and have someone read for him and then say, that bit there is what I like. Let's lead with that. Like, I actually see the appeal in that. I know what you mean.
There's something a little bit Mad Men in the way that you described it.
Yeah, it's definitely Mad Men because it's a weird thing to be doing. I mean, I don't think it would be... I've
never watched Mad Men, by the way. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Yeah, it's just old school advertising agency men. You know, I don't know. I don't think there's anything that Mad Men about it. Yeah. I mean, you're making a reference about a fucking show you don't watch or never watched.
That's what I was asking you about it. So you don't like it as a show?
I didn't get into it. I watched a couple of episodes. It's got, I mean, Don Draper, the main character, he's a fucking handsome chap. Yeah. Quite enjoyed watching him. And just, you know, when you watch like Brad Pitt, I'm not gay. I just fucking love a man who, great look. Ryan Gosling last night watching The Good Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and this young girl, she was 16 in the film. She's from Perth. Such a cutie. She was like Ryan Gosling's daughter. And they're like hired fucking detectives. They're not cops, but they're detectives. And
Is this a movie, did you say?
there's a film on Netflix.
What's it called?
The Good Guys.
The Good Guys.
Yeah.
The Good Guys? Yeah.
Yeah, 1970. What is it?
Yeah, it's set in LA in the 70s.
I
Like
hope
the
it
porn era,
literally-
like that porn era. There's a lot of porn. There's a lot of...
PAWN?
No,
No,
PORN.
Okay.
It's set around the time that you could imagine, maybe 60s, 70s, Boogie Nights,
Yeah.
if you've ever seen that film. Mark Wahlberg.
I haven't.
It's a funny movie.
Definitely. Yeah, it's fucking sick. Anyway, I just love watching Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
You just like, I'm just like, that guy's just like fucking great looking, and then his character can be a bit suave. You know.
I do like the older. I watched that one on, I think it's called The Founder, which I mentioned a few months ago.
Yeah.
All about the McDonald's and stuff. I thought that was cool.
What-
I've got a riddle for you.
Keating. What's his name? Someone Keating.
Anthony?
No, he played Batman years and years ago. I think it's that guy.
It's the actor you're talking.
Oh.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keaton or Keating?
Keaton.
Keaton.
Oh, is
Good
that who
actor.
played the main guy?
I'm pretty sure
He played the villain in...
the sales guy. He
The
played
Founder.
Yeah, he's played the sales guy, I think, in Founder, and he was in Batman, like one of the
He was in Spider-Man as
real
well.
old school ones.
He's the milkshake guy. I've got a riddle.
3D deals looking that up.
I've got a riddle for you because it came up in my mind when we were just talking.
Is this a riddle you've penned or?
No, I've Googled it.
Okay, yeah.
We'll just start it with Tommy and then we'll open it up to the
Go for
The
it.
floor.
to the floor. Okay. A father and his son are involved in a horrific car crash and the man died at the scene. But when the child arrived at the hospital and was rushed into the operating theatre, the surgeon pulled away and said, "I can't operate on this boy. He's my son."
The surgeon said, "I can't."
How can this be?
So, can you say it again? Because if I was reading it, I'd read it a couple of times.
Okay. Or I could get the natural reader to read it out for
Oh,
me.
no,
but
please.
It'd be quite funny, Josh. Do it.
It's
Yeah,
quite
Our
good. It
show,
is
go
good
and listen to
content.
the fucking-
It is good content, but the problem is that I don't have. I'll have to turn my microphone.
That's,
Here we go.
that's fine. We can have you off mic for one moment. He's now facing the microphone down. It nearly went in and would have
Smashed
cracked
his
his-
laptop
would have cracked his screen. Just give us the 3, 2, 1.
Can't even do that.
Okay, you can't do that.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Sometimes this program doesn't work. I did it yesterday. To be honest, I copied and pasted the text. You can just look up like
Here
a voice reader outerer onto Google. It would.
Car crash and the man died at the scene. But when the child...
we go. Oops. Start again.
Okay.
Ready?
Can you take it off 2 times?
No.
It's too quick.
Yeah.
A father and his son are involved in a horrific car crash and the man died at the scene. But when the child arrived at the hospital and was rushed into the operating theatre, the surgeon pulled away and said, "I can't operate on this boy. He's my son."
And so the answer, are we just trying to work out, like, was the...
Do you guys have answers, by the
No.
way? Okay.
No, but so I'm trying
But
to...
don't ruin it, 3D Dill.
No,
It's
I'm
something in relation to what you were talking about, which is wasn't until I heard this riddle that it made me think about certain things. I'll read it one last time.
I mean, I'm trying to work out
Ryan Gosling.
what you just meant then.
Okay.
That was a
It's
riddle in
cryptic.
itself. That was cryptic. Now my brain's fried.
All right. I'll
So
read it one more time.
Yeah.
A father and his son are involved in a horrific car crash and the man died at the scene. But when the child arrived at the hospital and was rushed into the operating theatre, the surgeon pulled away and said, "I can't operate on this boy. He's my son."
Yeah. You know when you're struggling to understand something, your brain kind of hurts? My uncle, he would be able to do this. He's so fucking smart. But he's always like, "Tommy, I got this one." And he says it to me. I blew my mind because I the first one he pitched up to me at Easter time,
Who was it? Who was the riddle?
my uncle Michael.
Okay, yeah.
And he told me this thing and I said the answer and he's like, "Correct." I was like, what the fuck?
Was it from one of
I was
those
tingling.
like bonbons?
No, that's fucking...
Don't say the answer yet, but do you think you know the
I
answer?
think I
Freddie?
know. I think.
Anyone else know the answer?
No.
I'll read you the answer.
The surgeon was in the car and they rushed them both in. I don't know what...
Okay, the answer is this story is called the surgeon's dilemma. It's often used to demonstrate the way the unconscious bias works. Of course, the surgeon is the boy's mother.
Okay. Of course,
And
the surgeon is the
Yeah.
boy's mother.
So the dad and the boy died. Oh, sorry, the
dad
dad
died.
died.
The dad died.
The boy's going to hospital. I'll read it
Yeah.
again now. with
I'm
that
actually.
a father and his son.
What an asshole for not operating on her son. It's like, wouldn't you do that?
Is that the lesson?
I mean, that's all I'm thinking. This poor kid's fucking on the bed, could be bleeding out.
But you assumed that it
surgeon
couldn't
was
be his mother because you assumed the surgeon was a male.
You.
No, it's not. I was
Yeah.
I was trying to work out.
That's what this is. This is
That's
the point
the
of it.
dilemma.
Yeah.
The dilemma is it's shown the
Oh,
unconscious
I don't
bias.
think so though, because I was trying to work out what the connection between the
So maybe
the
it's an
guy
IQ
who
test.
died, maybe the guy who died on the scene, and if there was a connection that it was. Yeah,
But it's based on that idea.
I get. What was the connection though?
So the connection was whenever you were referring to creative director and all that sort of thing, you're always like, hey, and it was like in this, it had that Mad Men vibe to it, which is fine. Like a lot of people do it, but I just thought it was interesting. I thought you would get something out of it.
Yeah.
And after, it wasn't until I had someone do that where you're like, oh fuck, like there's certain roles that we always go back to and we say he. Someone like Seth Godin is very good at
he's good
changing
at flipping
sort of,
it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Mr. 97? Have you heard that before or no?
No, never heard it before.
There you go. So anyway, I'm using the natural
Where did you
reader.
find that? Is there other riddles?
Do you want a whole riddle?
No, actually, my brain really hurts because I was really fixated on the person that got killed in the car crash. I was like, who was that guy?
The problem I have with riddles is
the
that
dad.
I think you just get too angry for me to do them. Don't
No,
you think?
I actually, it's probably a stupid person does this, but I try and think, okay, it's a riddle. It's going to try and trick me. And so I'm trying to work out the front trick, which is the front trick was, the trick was the dad and the kid in the car kill a man. And so I'm then fixated on trying to work out.
That's not even what happened.
There was a car accident with the son and the dad.
They didn't
and
kill a
killed-
man.
A man died.
The
dad
dad
died.
The dad died.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever. Fucking someone died. But then I'm thinking, what is this other man? Maybe it's a riddle of like the dad's going there. Yeah. Look at the fucking smug look over here. Use the answer. The problem is when people know the answer to something, then you're just like waiting for it.
I can't believe you didn't get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
but I said
fucking
I got it wrong.
repulsive.
I said I got it wrong.
Repulsive.
I said I got it wrong. Just stop being so angry. But I've got some street goss for you if you want to hear it.
Are we okay?
Not really.
Okay, continue.
It's about the protein shop.
Oh.
Now are you interested?
Nah, not at all. No, I'm just trying to derail you like you do to me. Anyway, go on.
You can't
I am
derail this
actually.
train.
Yeah.
It's the V line coming in.
Just fucking old and just
I'm
uncomfortable.
puffing Billy. Coming up the stairs, puffing Billy. No, I was talking to the
Old
protein guy.
Old mate.
Old mate.
We don't know his name, but should we give him a name?
Yeah, sure. Protein Paul.
Yeah, that would be,
Protein Paul.
I could imagine Paul would work at a... Why
Protein
man? Why man? Why have you
Well,
chosen a man that
'cause
would work at a protein store?
Because the person I'm speaking to is a man, yes.
Do you know how you feel when someone else next to you says fucking stupid shit and tries to put words in your mouth?
I mean, this isn't a riddle.
I know.
This is a story that
Anyway, go on.
It's the equivalent of...
Is this about protein Paul still?
No, just the derailing.
I know.
Your version of my derailing is like...
It's exactly
I've
the
come
same.
up with this like interesting track, so then you derail. You've just stood in front of the train trying to derail me, and you've just
Mate,
fucking...
chuck a mattress
It's
in front.
worked.
Chuck a mattress in front. It'll take the old puffing Billy off its tracks.
You haven't derailed me.
Do you remember that when you were young, hearing about putting mattresses on tracks?
No, the first time I heard about it was about 2 months ago when you mentioned it on this show.
Did I?
Yeah, you
No,
mentioned
did I?
I don't
mattresses.
remember it.
If I didn't mention it, will you
Oh.
suck my
Have you got the AirPod?
No, I don't. Here.
We'll do that Friday.
Oh, you
That
wanna
Friday?
you wanna
Yeah,
do it?
I'll suck you. Yeah, AirPod.
Which was just him fulfilling his other part of the deal.
Yes. And so anyway,
So, protein Paul.
Protein Paul.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of chewed.
Well, he's a guy that I've experienced many a time at gyms. He's like a classic sort of gym head.
Mm-hmm.
trains probably 4 or 5 days a week, split routine, back tries and buys Monday, heads
What's the
into
accent?
legs. It's Italian.
Okay.
A lot of them are. You know, it's like the gym. What's the Jersey Shore? Like the Guido, like
Guidos.
the gym tan laundry, mate. If there's anything fucking that we should take from the Italians, it's get your gym routine sorted and your clothing and your tan. Actually, drop the tan. That's fucking stupid. Tanning routine. Anyway, so I've experienced protein Paul many a times.
Yeah, and so he's got a little bit of attitude, fair to say. I always ask him how he's going because I always know I'll get a good answer.
Yeah, he's the one that told us the story about the person who OD'd and died.
And he actually kicked the body trying to wake them up.
Yeah, he said I needed to give it a hard enough kick. No, he said the kick that I gave the person would have woken anyone up. And so I know it's a hard kick, you know?
Which is
like, is it worse
questionable.
when the person was dead? Like,
should you kick? I mean, it's a story for the gym.
Definitely he's been told over, you know,
He's
super
told
sets
that
of flies.
He's definitely told that story a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But he asked me, are you busy today?
Yeah.
And I said, yes. Yeah, I am. I'm always busy when I go in there because I'm having a protein bar.
No,
Just
I
been to
reckon
the
we've
gym.
been in there many times when we fucking just
Haven't been. Well, it's either
fucking
one of two
around.
ways. It's either really busy and need to have something real quick to eat, protein bar, or getting late in the day, want to fuck around, go get a protein bar.
Yeah.
So it could be both. Fair?
Yeah.
And
One
so
of the two.
anyway, I said to him, and I've noticed a theme. I said, have you been busy? He's like, nah, quiet as. And I said, do you think it's the weather because it's been cold? He said, nah, it's the location. This guy, Protein Pete, Paul. Sorry, Paul. Protein Paul has a real issue with this location.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the most privileged things I've ever heard was when he said to me, I mean, if he watches this, he's probably feeling a bit attacked.
He doesn't
That's
know
what we're
who.
He does. We've never told him the name. He's never inquired enough to really understand what we do, which is good. He said to me, mate, if I got given a house around this area, I wouldn't even live in it. I was like, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's going to be at least $1.4 million.
Could you ask Protein Paul the surgeon riddle just to see what happens? Just out of curiosity. What do you reckon he would say?
Just you bring it up.
Wait, so the dad and the son killed someone? And so the dad's a surgeon, but he's dead. Is that what you're saying? Anyway, so my theory is there's been so much pushback in regards to this location. He's been seeding this thought for the past, 2 months?
Oh, yeah.
Month that we've been here.
I mean, even
every time I go in, it's like, geez, it's not like the suburbs.
Yeah. It's his shtick though, because before we even signed the lease, like I came in here before we even had the meeting with the dude who got us the property.
As in the real estate agent.
Yeah. I went in and fucking spoke to him. I bought a protein bar. Talked about,
Stuff.
good lat pull downs. And he said to me, I asked him about, what do you reckon about this area? And fucking that was the first. That was the start. I'm sure he's probably like, I'm glad he opened with that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so I have a theory that in the next 6 months we'll see them out.
The whole business.
Either the whole business or Paul's leaving.
Paul seems like he's been there for a while. He did say, I really like the area because I can walk to the footy. That's what he did say.
Really?
So
move to Richmond.
If he's going to...
If you want to be close to the
I know
footy,
where he
move to
lives. He
Richmond.
lives out off the highway. Like out, if you're heading back towards where Mr. 97
What suburb?
lives. I think it's Doncaster.
Okay.
It's a pretty big suburb. It's nice, but it's not. It's definitely the opposite of this in terms of junkies and the state of the streets.
When you see an orange cap on a needle, like we've been seeing around here, does that mean is it still being used?
It's the mums. The mum was using the needle.
It's a riddle joke.
It's a riddle. I thought he was riddling it. So I just doubled
great.
down.
I was
It was a
confused as
woman.
well.
It was a female junkie.
It wasn't.
Definitely.
That wasn't it wasn't a riddle. The orange.
I put one on. I put one back on.
You put the orange.
So on Monday.
You touched it.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't fucking prick myself. I'm a father. What would you do if your son was around something. There was needles, and I've had experience with needles. Let's be honest.
It was the sound of the start of a riddle. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, but I was skateboarding through and I nearly fell off, and then I looked down on the ground and there was 3 needles. 2 of them had the caps on them.
Mm-hmm. And so does the caps mean that they've
cap is like a lid.
So you
drink a bottle of Coke.
The can would have been a terrible analogy.
Drink a bottle of Coke and then you can screw the lid back on.
So it's not like a can.
It's not a save for later.
No, it's not a remove seal by breaking this thing. It's like just pop off the top.
Sure.
And so it was right next to, so the top was right next to, the cap was right next to the needle. So I just grabbed the needle and I just worked its way into the
orange thing.
The orange cap. And then I just sealed it again. I'm fucking doing this neighbourhood a service.
Yeah, that's great. Did you put it back on the ground?
Paul's kicking junkies, dead ones, and I'm fucking putting caps back on. The thing is, people are very, like the people who live around here. So we witnessed a person shooting up. It's 2 young ladies, and yeah, it was very sad, very, very sad. One of them put the needle down like a drain that was still kind of sticking out. I saw her break the tip of it, which is good. A lot of them do that. A lot of them just like snap the end of it off.
Bend it.
No, snap it off. They snap off, which is...
Is that better?
It means that it's on the ground, but I guess it's a bit better.
I don't know if it is better.
It's definitely... If I was to have one or the other, I'd rather have the needle end snapped off. And yeah, but they're not ideal, either of them. You want the cap back on, put into a fucking a disposal bin. Yeah. But that's some clear thinking for a heroin addict.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, a lot of them do though. But
anyway,
yellow.
The bins are yellow. They're nice and obvious.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw it sort of plugged down. And I went over and I was like, oh God, what should I do? And I walked back in. There's no needle disposal bin next to us. Like if there was one across the road, I would have definitely picked it up. Yeah. I came back inside and I forgot about it. And I went back the next day to have a look if it was still there. Gone. Someone had taken it and put it away. I mean, this is what you expect.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's how do we get on the needle cap thing?
I was just curious.
So Paul, he's going to be gone after footy season, if so, because he still wants to.
Definitely, I don't think Paul's going to stick around. That's for sure.
It is a franchise though, so there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
Like he talks head office. Yeah. You know, he's like, it's going back to head office.
Yeah, Paul's. Yeah, interesting. So he might just move to the Doncaster store or something. Maybe he's doing a bit of time. Talking about Doncaster, Mr. 97, you've got 3D Dill hanging at your house, i.e. staying for a bit.
Yep.
How is it, mate?
Yeah, how's it all going, guys?
It's pretty chill.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
We just headed to the gym this morning and we just get home, Dill does a bit of work. I cook a bit of dinner with Mum.
Mate, I mean, why would you even need to start dating?
If
you've got a companion, not saying you're sexually active together. I'm not insinuating that.
As in 3D Dill.
But the both of them, It takes 2 to tango, Josh. Unless
you're
Josh. You can tango by yourself, actually. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Happens. But, you know, like he's almost feeling that companionship after work with 3D Dill. I'm worried.
That's the whole team.
I'm
the whole team does that. I mean, that's why Mr. 97 has said multiple times the reason he's not dating is because he's got the show.
Yeah, yeah. And now he's got 3D Dill.
Yeah. And so from an evening point of view, you were talking yesterday to us, Mr. 97, you wanted to go to bed at 8:30 and 3D Dill was staying up. Yeah. And so this is a bit of friction. Whenever you have sleepovers, there sort of needs to be a universal time, I think, that everyone goes to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean? Where are you staying up, 3D Dill? What are you out hanging with Denise?
No. Everyone had gone to bed by like 8:30. I had work to do for school, so I was like, I might as well just
in your room though.
No, I went to the kitchen table.
You turned on the home theater, put the 5.1 surround sound on. Just watching.
Had the 3D goggles on.
It was just laxed out.
That's pretty funny. No, I mean, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't do that.
I'd be panicked. Yeah, I would feel like I want to go into. You did fall into the routine when you were staying with me.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
sort of go to bed a bit earlier, like us.
Yeah.
He was
you-
knackered though the first.
Yeah, I was exhausted that
Yeah.
first week. I would go to bed and go to sleep. I wouldn't go into my room and say, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, and then
5 minutes later, I hear YouTube ads and all
oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
that was me. Yeah.
It's like a
Definitely not YouTube ads. I pay for premium.
It's commendable though because Mr. 97's family is probably lovely, and that's how he feels very comfortable.
Yeah. Like I didn't do it the first night because I was just like settling in.
Yeah.
And then it's been a few days now, and I feel they're great.
Any Australian specific stuff that I mean, the New Zealanders as well, but anything that you're picking up from the sort of cultural differences?
Well, I didn't know that Marmite was a thing.
Oh,
it's not a
whack.
thing. It's
Yeah.
not a
It's
thing.
whack.
Nah, it's great. Marmite and Promite, way better than
Yeah, mate,
Vegemite.
and I'm glad you're not an Australian citizen.
Are you going to get
Shit's
your
fucked.
citizenship?
Yeah,
or no?
eventually.
So
You need
what's
sponsorship?
involved?
We don't have to sponsor you, do we?
Sponsorship. Nah,
No.
I just have to get a few passports and fill in.
How many passports?
Oh, just my parents and stuff.
Ah, okay.
You'd
So
fill
you
in
gotta-
like a 70-page application.
I mean, if you can do my New Balance returns, surely you can sort out your Australian citizen.
What do you feel comfortable? Like, where do you think the boundary is right now? Staying with 3D deal, like what?
Mr. 97.
Sorry, staying with Mr. 97
Yeah.
3D deal. What do you think is like? Where would you push it? Would you go and pour yourself a glass of milk?
See, I'm a real stickler with that. Like even at some of my friends' houses back home, and I've known their family for years, I won't go into their fridge and take food.
Mm-hmm.
Like I won't go and pour myself a glass of milk. I'll be like, hey, do you want to get a glass of milk or something? And
yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea. And then we'll go pour
Oh,
it.
really?
God, you bring up feelings from when I was young. Like I remember the difference in families. Some just so inviting that
Yeah.
you just feel like I'm just eating cookies while talking to the mum. And then others, like you have to fucking ask.
Yeah.
You feel like, no, you don't even feel like you can ask. I feel like I have to whisper to the kid, like you said, say, could you go and get it? Like I don't even if it's okay, I don't want to be the person getting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the person I want to be. I want to be the family where my son's friends come over and they're just,
Raiding the fridge.
making a piece of toast
Yeah.
while I'm talking to them. Like
Unless
being
they ask
generous
to
on
go-
that.
Unless they ask to go to the movies,
Then
which
it's
you were saying
$150.
yesterday. You're like, absolutely not.
Nah, $150.
Bodie, we can go to the movies, but we're not bringing your fucking friend John.
I mean, this is what you remember. A friend, I'd go to his house, stay over. It was that house that I felt awkward about it. His mum would make him a drink this tall, so like a large, and I would get a medium. But it was always known. It was always like, son gets fucking large.
Would you drink? Because it
Guest
was
gets medium.
it was a contentious issue at my place too, because my friend Kyle would never finish his drink, and Mum would get very upset because I'd pour him big drinks.
Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, that's just your mum wanting to go,
So she's
I've
like-
got to feed this
Yeah.
gronk here. And that comes back. Maybe she's forecasted that you are going to want more later.
Yeah.
And young fucking Kyle.
Yeah. Well, she's
Little
just like,
prick.
she's like, you can always have more.
Yeah.
Just pour it in the smaller glass,
Yeah.
which is a fair point.
I always go little. Like I always go less. So pouring orange juice, I'm
Mhm.
always going half cup for everybody because it's like if you want
Yeah.
more, get it. But
Well,
not
it's like
everyone
even-
likes to smash a whole full glass.
When we had Thai the other day,
Yeah.
first time I ever went to Thai, didn't overeat
You know why?
because you ordered.
Yeah,
And
but
you-
I also served everyone up.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be the nice thing to do. Before everyone got there, I sort of portioned it all out. But yeah, it's so easy to fucking overeat. It's not funny. Kyle, is that a real name?
Kyle, yeah, Kyle Hobson.
Yep.
I mean, it's no secret that Kyle wasn't much of a. He was smaller than all of us.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
So
so-
maybe it is.
But Kyle's mum, Vicky, absolute legend when it came to always had the best spreads.
Yeah.
Biscuits, like huge on the biscuits, like those
Yeah.
ginger biscuits that have like the icing on top.
I lived in Shepparton with one of my best mates, Kel, and he's got this thing, and he said he's done it all his life, and it's just leave a little bit on his plate.
My brother Jake does that.
Yeah, it's weird. He
So
won't
annoying.
finish his meal. So I would finish a lot. Like if it was something that was worth finishing, I'd grab it. But I said, dude, you always leave something. What is that? He's like, been doing it all my life. Weird those things, right? Like,
It's good. It's a good thing to do because I'm
Why?
the opposite.
do you think it's mum
Mine's-
or dad saying, now you don't need to eat everything just because it's on the plate?
I think there's probably we have less of that in society than the other way, which is you're expected to eat everything on the plate.
Yeah. I guess Italian families and stuff. It's manja, fucking eats lots. So I get that they're trying to overfuel. It's with like Bodhi. There's a fine line with a child because you're trying to fill them up because you need them not to be running around hungry and ratty. But then also, are they just being a little shit? And so you're trying to, and a lot of the time they just end up stop eating. But it's not always the sign that they're full or that they've even had enough.
One of the most upsetting things that Mum would say to me when I was growing up, if I was hungry, she would say, "Have a piece of fruit."
Oh yeah,
and nothing would
I
put
think that's
me
a classic
in
saying.
A bigger fucking rage than have a piece of fruit.
It's
I
something.
said, "When was the last time you had a piece of fruit?"
Yeah.
And she would say, "I had one this morning. I have one every day. I have 3 pieces. I love fruit. I have 3 pieces. I love fruit salad."
I've definitely heard that come out of my mum's mouth.
Yeah.
Have a piece
filthy.
of fruit. You know what? Fucking fruit.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's like, I know there's fruit. There's fruit bowls are designed so you can always see them.
And I don't want to eat a banana after dinner.
Yeah.
It's high.
They're calorically dense. You know what I mean? I remember I read somewhere, I think it was on like it's on GI. What's the one that's low glycemic index?
Yeah, it's GI,
glycemic index diet. Like apparently, I remember, one of my fat friends saying that a banana.
Kyle?
That wasn't Kyle. Kyle was real skinny runt.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Grew up to be a big boy. Not like just he's a chippy or something.
Have a piece of fruit.
Furniture.
Anyway, go on.
A fat friend that was doing the GI diet said you are better to have a cupcake than you are a banana.
Yeah, I don't know about that, mate. I mean, that's coming from a fat guy.
Yeah. It's got some.
If I had the option,
there's definitely.
I reckon there'd be more fiber in the banana.
It turned me off banana,
which lowers the glycemic index.
It turned me off bananas, though.
I mean, bananas, what are they? There's 20 grams of sugars, fructose in a banana. So there's just still a bit.
Yeah.
But then there's the fiber of the fruit. So it changes it all and lowers the glycemic.
Does your mum have much fruit?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, yeah, they've always got fruit stocked. They do green smoothies.
I love berries.
Yeah, I mean, that's all high sugar. That'd be more than bananas.
Berries
would definitely be pretty high.
Aren't strawberries?
If I was to put it on like a punnet of berries versus a banana.
I thought that if you're doing like Whole30 or something, if you're doing one of those, they say.
What are we talking about? We're talking about high sugar. I don't know. I would always just think the sweetness of a berry.
Fruit.
We can get really bogged down,
sugar. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So if everyone looks, because we'll find.
Just yell at it. I was looking at Instagram.
Fruit. Often high in fiber and contain very little.
Bananas got more sugar.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah. Strawberries, like many other berries, are often high in fiber and contain very little sugar.
Yeah. If you're thinking,
that's why it's good in things like yogurt and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, if you at the point where you're thinking, you're getting so bogged down in the calorie content of fruit, it's probably the wrong thing to look at. You know what I mean?
We've spoken about that before. We said, fruit's not your problem.
Fruit, mate.
It is if you're switching out from cupcakes.
It's the cupcake that you're replacing the banana with. I'd go with the banana. It's natural. Hasn't fucking had 70 ingredients added to it. Anyway.
It's a daily talk show.
Mr. 97 and 3D Deal, what did you think of Amy's home-baked Anzac cookies that she made?
I saw he put them on Insta stories. Can I have one?
Already?
On my
Can
personal
I please have one?
No.
Well, I ate one without asking him.
How many you got in there? There was like 5 at least.
There's probably 3 left for Dill.
There was.
Yeah.
Who the fuck ate them all?
They're really nice. I had one. So it was a small jar. I brought it in a jar because I wanted to feel like a cookie jar, you know? So it was a small jar. Look at the size of the jar, you'll know what I mean. And stop looking at Mr. 97.
No, it's just
he's seen the jar at one.
There's something very cute about it. Don't you think there's something cute about it? It's like Amy packed it for him. No.
No,
we need to get have we got a cookie jar?
She said to me,
it wasn't even for me, it was for 3D.
She said to me, can you
he never does this shit for us.
Can you put these away? Mate, we've got 3
moved halfway across the planet.
Exactly.
Why are you talking like that?
He's Canadian. That's how he talks.
Halfway? Is it really halfway?
It's 13,000 kilometers.
What's the circumference of the Earth?
It's flat, so it's pretty easy to measure.
What's the circumference of the Earth?
Joking, guys. I'm not a flat earther.
Hey Siri.
Found is about 40,074.
40,000.
It's pretty close.
Okay,
I mean, you
so-
go one way or you go the other.
Okay.
Anyway, how were they? That's what I wanted to know.
They were delicious. I love
yeah.
them.
What do you think of? What do you think of an Anzac biscuit? You hadn't had one before.
It's good.
Did you have chocolate in yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's another one in there that is the OG, the
There's
original.
no chocolate.
No chocolate. They don't have chocolate. It's
I might
more
have
the-
some of that curry instead.
Yeah, there's curry there for
A
you.
lot of food chat today.
Mm.
We
You happy
did-
about that?
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped.
Rolling into a fucking Fat Friday.
What's the?
Should we get Protein Paul on the show?
Could you imagine?
Imagine that. Just brings all these like, boys, this is the cupcake protein cookie. There is some real
Yeah,
fucked up.
that's
Maybe
what I
we
had
could
at
just do a bunch
Max's.
of protein cookies.
Nah, shit my pants. I think we should. We could do. Bree sent me an email saying Rockwell and Sons. I think it's on Smith Street.
Yeah.
Some of the best burgers in Melbourne. They're shutting down.
I mean, those two sentences
Don't go together.
aren't meant for each other. Best burgers in town, shutting down. If you have a successful business,
You can have really delicious burgers, but terrible reconciling and zero.
yeah, true.
The pickles are expensive, maybe.
But you'd think even if they were just, I mean, they're probably hemorrhaging money.
It's premium beef. It's maybe. We should,
Far out.
Uncommon podcast.
Oh, yeah. Jordan, Michaelides.
Michaelides, I say.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Episode 120, we're on his show, and I
Yeah.
decided to make the bold move and wear my beanie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be the like,
Mr. 97 just has a way with dealing with things.
what did you
I'm
say?
just watching the video, and I just come on the screen. I was like, what? What is the beanie? Like, that's how funny he thinks it is. Don't you think it's annoying, though,
Yeah.
when you're watching something?
What is annoying is that you didn't have that hat, because that hat's fucking sick.
This hat works really well,
yeah,
doesn't
it's a
it?
sick hat.
Yeah, Hummingbird brands.
So, I mean, it would have been better, stylistically speaking. I mean, what I was thinking, even wearing a white top now that we have a white desk,
yes.
depending on the angles, I might mix it up.
I like the black because it's...
Black looks good on the white.
But it also crushes. So
Yeah.
if I'm having a fat day, or if it's not a good posture,
You mean you're
I
not
sort of look
feeling
like
right.
black. It's like a black blob. It's not like you're going to see
Yeah.
any sort of...
I mean, white, it just is.
It's not.
And the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, but we're
I'm
going
as
to do
fucking
it.
rock
We'll do
hard
it.
as it, I tell you that.
We'll do a new photo shoot and stuff anyway soon.
Yeah.
And so we need to dial in exactly what we're going to wear. I'm thinking of doing like a shop at Uniqlo and getting like a nice... what did I say that I was... What's the shirt called that I want to get?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you really,
said
Like,
he's really sort of like, I want to wear like something flannel over the top
Yeah,
of
that's
a
it, flannel.
shirt,
oh,
over a t-shirt.
that's a
it's-
Canadian look.
It is. But I'm just worried that
And I
you're
wanna do
sort
this.
of hyping it up. Like, I'm worried that you kind of have this vision in your head of what.
Definitely. There's
what
going to be a
it's gonna be
photo
like.
of me with my fingers like this. That.
Oh God.
Just, I mean, yeah. I find this hard, even having to sort of structure my washing routine. Not that I do the washing, but I'm
Is that
picking
new?
myself.
Is that
I'm picking
new that
my-
we-
I'm
was that-
picking myself up that Amy would be like, you do fucking no washing. Well, I don't do the washing. I do a bunch of the other cleaning. So it's like,
Mhm.
I actually don't know how to use the
So
washing
you just need
machine.
to ask your washer to...
I have to just prioritize and have enough t-shirts in the cupboard to be able to pull off this white look.
I've actually gotten a lot better when it comes to cleaning since 3D Dill's been...
Or since we pulled it up.
Yeah,
and
a bit
talked
of
about
both.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fine.
But
That's
you-
why we're here.
I knew that I was fucked though, and I really hadn't done anything when it came to the dishwasher. And it's one of those ones that's like hidden in the
Pantry.
in the actual thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, where the fuck are the buttons? How the fuck do I turn this thing on? I was just like, this is
Yeah.
stupid. I'm just like feeling around. I finally worked it out. It's actually like you open it
Yeah.
and you turn it on and then you close it. But there
Yeah.
was a moment where I'm like, I cannot ask. We've been in this place for 2 months. I
Yeah.
cannot fucking ask how to turn it on.
I would have loved to see that moment
Yeah.
of panic.
Well, yeah, I got through it, so that's been good. So no, I've worked out that the friction that me not doing the shit is like, it's actually so easy, and that's always the argument is
Yeah.
always like, oh, can you do the washing? I'm like, the washing's not hard. Like, I can do it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal of it. But now I'm just like, it's actually easier just to do it. before it becomes a blow up.
Yeah. The pain from the blow up is way worse than the pain from
because the
actually
thing is,
doing
it's like, but also the way I think that I had assumed that the washing was really hard based on Bree's way that she walked around the house after she'd done the washing.
Yeah, anxious.
No, just it was like the biggest thing ever. Like I've just
Okay,
I'm fucking keeping this house alive type of thing. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
this must be so hard. Like I know I'm just watching YouTube, but this must be the way she's responding. And then I did it the other day. The one annoying thing is that our sockets can sometimes flick up. We've got sort of a side one.
Dude, wait till you have a...
Wait till you have a kid.
I was going to say, wait till you have a kid. The socks are fucking a
Miniature.
centimetre long and they just go missing. You know, I found them in my pockets of my pants. Like they somehow get into the pants. And then sheets. Don't wash sheets and socks. God, we could go on for days.
Anyway, good chat. It's a
good
Daily
chat.
Talk Show. And also... who was it that Grace? Grace did a review the other day on the Apple Podcasts. She sent the email after we'd closed the door on merchandise, stickers and stuff.
But she'd actually made the review a month earlier.
Yeah.
So
And also Mr. 97 likes to look after people.
yeah, he's
And so-
kind, he's nurturing, as I'll say once again, he's looking for somebody.
And so he actually, I just saw him. It's like, what the fuck are you doing on my desk? And he
Yeah.
had his envelope in his shitty
Yeah.
handwriting, writing
Yeah.
Grace's address. So Grace, you will be getting that very soon. Sorry about the... we don't have child labour.
I mean-
If you can believe it, that handwriting was done by a 19-year-old.
With a 97
Exactly.
into school.
How could... Surely handwriting comes into school.
No, doctors, they're just some of the smartest people. You have to have the highest marks to then, survive a fucking doctorate.
Yeah.
That's big, man. And they've, traditionally shit handwriters.
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on.
It's a Daily Talk Show.
Move on
Hi,
and finish the show.
hi, thedailytalkshow.com is the email address. Fat Fridays.
Yeah.
Feel free to let us know what we should do for Fat Fridays on Instagram or whatever. Also, just a reminder, in the show notes, we've included the Uncommon episode where we talk for nearly 2 hours.
Really?
That was 2 hours.
God,
An hour
I
and
was
50
busting
minutes.
for a piss and I'm busting for a piss now.
He actually asked, do you remember he asked if we had a billboard anywhere, what would we, where would it be?
Mate, that took you a while.
Yeah, where would it be and what would it say?
Yeah.
And I think you were ready to leave. And I think it was meant to be a quick fire round. I spent 10 minutes.
I nearly pissed myself.
Did you even piss at his place?
Twice. Once before, once after. Probably drank too much coffee.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's a Daily Talk Show. See you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.